Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Just now, Representative Lynch predicts that we will have the mother of all financial crises in this country because of the involvement of crypto in banking. Now, this isn't a half-baked thought. I don't know what is.
Huge political influence being purchased by crypto. Coming up here, spending $270 million in Congress, and then look what they're doing for the White House, right? Lock, stock, and barrel. The whole system has been purchased. We have no effective regulation on crypto. So my prediction is we're going to have the mother of all financial crises in this country because of the involvement of crypto in banking and the standard, the stable, the traditional banking sector, and a lot of our pension funds as well. This whole scenario, this whole pattern is why I offered several amendments during the FIT 21 bill and the Stable Act bill for a no bailout for crypto bill, just to protect the American people. So we're not on the hook when this goes bad. And none of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle supported those amendments. And that's just insurance, so that what has happened repeatedly over and over again won't happen this time, which is the American people have to pick up the tab. And we won't have the ability, because of the amount of debt we're piling on us, we won't have the ability to step in. So I guess what I'm asking you is tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong, that my fears are unfounded.
Well, I can name a few reasons why you're wrong. First of all, you're probably conflating speculative crypto trading to real-world utility. Let's take a look at the total market. That brings up the total crypto market here. And as you guys know, in the past we have here, I'll throw it on the weekly. In the past, and even up until now, we've been trading on spec, which means if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to lose your shirt, right? If the powers that be are talking about crypto, how it's gone up so much, while we're up here, again, this is the chart on the weekly, and I'm just going to demonstrate something here in 2021. If you bought in and around April, maybe you could have caught, 40, 50%. Give or take. But if you thought, wow, but it's already gone up, 500%, 600%, so I'm going to wait for more. And then you got caught at the top, and then the market went down. Well, if you purchased in there, your investment would have gone down about 60%. So think about that for a second. $1,000 going down to $400. $100,000 going down to $40,000, just to give you guys a sense of where I'm talking here. And so I have a feeling that this is the kind of thing that Representative Lynch is conflating with the real-world utility. How real-world utility is going to change crypto for the better? Well, here's an example. Matthew Liny posting this. Voluntary testing of the ISO 20022 Fedwire funds format will be available from June the 23rd throughout until July the 11th. Guys, this is the new messaging format that is going to implement DLT technology like RippleNet, the XRP ledger, and we already know Fedwire does run Volente, which has already adopted RippleNet technology. The ISO 20022 messaging format for Fedwire fund services will be implemented. This will be a single-day implementation with the sunsetting of the existing proprietary FAME format. You will be required to use the below instructions for settlement progress payments, clearing fund margin wires, and supplemental liquidity deposits. Failure to do so will result in delays in processing and or rejection of wires. So the voluntary testing of the ISO 20022 Fedwire funds format will be available from June 23rd until July the 11th. Gives you guys some times there. But this is directly from the DTCC and ISO 20022. This is exactly how they're going to, try to fix the financial system. The list of ISO 20022 compliant coins and tokens in 2025. Those coins include XRP, ADA, Quant, Algorand, Stellar's XLM, HBAR, MIOTA, and XDC, just a few of those cryptocurrencies that are going to see real-world utility moving forward, or that are at least poised to see real-world utility moving forward. So if we're talking spec, Mr. Lynch, let's talk spec. If we're talking real-world utility, let's talk real-world utility. Gary Cardone, another culprit here. He was retweeting out Swiss Hodler's tweet, "You just can't make this crap up. The European surveillance coin is set to run on XRP. Opt out with Bitcoin while you still can." So this is Bitcoin maxi talk here. And Gary Cardone here saying this, XRP will take any path they need to survive, including coordinating with the most oppressive people on planet Earth. One of them pictured below, Miss Cringe, who is, of course, Christine Lagarde, in his words, who will do whatever is needed to turn Europe into a prison continent so there is martial law everywhere and they can scam you into a police state. He even says XRP is equivalent to the beer flu. If you continue to hold XRP, you are voting for European warmongers. Gary Cardone. Okay, we got the XRP army coming out in full force. Crypto Darren here posting this. Grant Cardone's twin brother, Gary Cardone, accused in explosive RICO fraud scandal. And that just happened, guys, back in March. So just be careful who you listen to. It sounds as though, I don't know, don't take it from me, but people involved in fraud probably want to keep the heat away from themselves and accuse others of fraud. What else do we have here? We got Vincent Scott saying, listen, fella, you don't know anything about this technology. Never fear because your cousin Vinny has broke it down for you with a crayon. And he's posted another one of his tweets there. Is this a parody account, says King Karen? Ripple Van Winkle saying, your name is Gary. This comment lines up. So yeah, we know another Gary who has been very negative on XRP over the years. Oh, Gary, this is a very disappointing post from you, says Rose. Bro is so scared of XRP, says Micah Paul. Hugh Breslin saying, actually, truth be told, BTC maxis are vying for the most oppressive people on planet Earth. I mean, we know what we hold. We don't have to listen to these fools. But alas, here we are. And Gary Cardone continuing, doubling down. Let's do. Why don't you educate millions about it? What do you actually know? Facts, please. Make sure you know what you're talking about, hotshot. Oh, gee, I think we need Hammer Toe to enter the chat at this moment in time. Here, let's tag him. Hammer Toe. Matt Hamilton, let's go. Anyway, we'll see how that transpires. I don't want to really thank Gary Cardone for posting that, but I guess it does give the XRP community a bit more perspective on how people are still viewing XRP, even though we have made leaps and bounds in the space over the last decade. I'm going to say decade. I wanted to thank Matthew Lany and Crypto's Russ here for posting those. But guys, okay, so I'm not going to lie. There is a bit of a double-edged sword here. A new financial system with technology that can track us. This can be considered part of a great economic reset. This is why I've always said, right? On the one hand, Ripple is partners with the WEF, but those who hold XRP are going to be part of the future. I happen to see this too from Shervin Shares, US Passport in your Apple Wallet, guys. This is from iOS 26 with the digital ID where you can use it for name and age verification, for domestic travel, and more.
US Passport. While not a replacement for your physical passport, digital ID can be used for domestic travel at supported TSA checkpoints, in apps, and in person, where age and identity verification are required. And while at the airport, you'll appreciate refreshed boarding passes and wallet, which now include convenient access to indoor mapping that gets you around the airport quickly. Find My to track your bags right from the boarding pass and shareable live flight status.
So, I mean, it's a bit of a double-edged sword again. Do we want digital ID? No, we don't. But this type of technology is exactly why blockchain was created. Well, maybe not exactly why, but, to extrapolate the use cases for certain types of blockchains, this is where it's going. And, we just have to be prepared because we can't stop this train. It's happening whether we like it or not. So wanted to thank Shervin Shares here just for bringing that up. Ripple partner Lemonway did just acquire a new company, guys. They just acquired Paygreen, this courtesy of Mike Manfield. Let's keep our eye on the prize, XRP utility, and how these partnerships are going to help expand that. So founded in 2016, Paygreen has established itself in the restaurant, tourism, and leisure sectors. The Ruin-based company offers payment solutions including meal vouchers and holiday checks, as well as tools for calculating the carbon emissions of online orders and a roundup system that allows each transaction to support charitable projects or offset carbon emissions. Synergies to dominate the European payment market. This acquisition enables Lemonway to extend its expertise to e-commerce sites, complementing its historical marketplace-focused offering and third-party account payment solutions. The team of 11 employees, including Paygreen's 3 co-founders, will now form Lemonway's e-commerce department. So clearly Lemonway has done quite well over the years. Remember, guys, back in 2022, Ripple brings the benefits of on-demand liquidity to France and Sweden. Again, from October of 22, and right down here it says Lemonway is now using Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution to enhance their internal treasury management, further positioning the company as the creme de la creme in payments. So they were focusing on this all the way back then, and now that's clearly demonstrating success. Some immediate financial impact and promising prospects for this transaction, okay? It immediately brings Lemonway a transactional volume of 20 million, generating about 726 million euros in payments since the company's creation. A business that is EBITDA break-even in a sovereign payment player. Here's a quote, guys. This acquisition by Lemonway is a tremendous opportunity for us to accelerate our development at the European level. It was essential for us to join a French player, sharing our values to build together a sovereign European payment champion. Our clients will now benefit from a more robust infrastructure and complementary expertise, giving them access to a complete payment ecosystem, says Etienne Beaugrand, CEO and co-founder of PayGreen. So big news here for Ripple partner Lemonway. We are also seeing more Ripple partners, some old school Ripple partners. Banque Santander is now partnering with another Ripple partner, WorldPay. This is to give U.S. customers access to secure and innovative ways to accept payments. This courtesy of Chad Steingraber. So 2 Ripple partners here, guys. Santander UK has joined forces with WorldPay to offer e-commerce and POS technology to its banking businesses and corporate clients. For Santander business banking customers, it's a wide range of tools that's going to help them be available for all point-of-sale e-commerce and integrated payment needs. Santander corporate and commercial banking customers will also benefit from dedicated e-commerce and implementation consultants on hand to offer support and provide value-added services. We've got Jerry Davies, the payment commercial director at Santander. He says, at Santander, we are committed to providing the best solutions to help our customers prosper. Our new partnership with WorldPay will give our UK customers access to secure and innovative ways to accept payments alongside a suite of value-added services to help improve efficiency and grow their businesses. A representative from WorldPay says this long-term agreement opens an important new distribution channel with one of the UK's most preeminent banks to support more businesses with the tools they need to drive growth. So another instance, guys, where 2 Ripple partners are partnering together to improve the banking experience for their corporate clients. So great news there. Wanted to thank Chad Steingraber for pointing that out. And just to add to that, Chad realizes that WorldPay and Ripple did have a patent together. I think this patent was from I don't remember what year, maybe 2024. But you guys can see down there the blockchain settlement example they use is Ripple. So guys, this is just going to get bigger and bigger as the years go on. So when I hear comments like this, it just or like this, for example. It just kind of gets me shaking my head. It reminds me of people saying, I can't see why XRP is needed, says Anders. Those people just expose their ignorance. Now he's commenting on James Wester's tweet here. I can't see any ways stablecoins can reduce fees. Remember, when someone says something like, I can't understand why, I don't see how, they're only telling you the limits of their understanding. Well, if you don't get it, maybe you should, take a hint from some of these bankers. Ryan Rugg, who is the global head of digital assets at Citi's Treasury, is telling us that their clients want a next-generation global payment system that is always on, okay, this is the quote, always on, multi-bank, multi-border liquidity, and payments.
Do you buy into the idea that payments innovation has plateaued, that things are really broken? How do you react to that particular proposition?
So I don't know if I would say we've hit a plateau, but for the most part, especially in country, payments are pretty efficient. Mm-hmm. You start seeing, but when you start having to go cross-border and having that always-on infrastructure, that matches the speed of the internet. So like the thesis statement that our clients have given us is they want always-on, multi-bank, multi-border liquidity and payment. So I've been in this space for 10 years. I've worked at fintech startups, I've worked at large global system integrators, and now working at a bank. It is 100% not needed if it's just within one organization. Mm-hmm. If you're just going to set up a blockchain within your organization, will it add efficiencies? 100%, but it is not needed. Mm-hmm. You could have a database with a security wrapper. But when you start to connect disparate parties on a network that don't necessarily trust one another, you do need that. And what's unique about this technology versus others, because at Citi, before we built Citi Token Services, we evaluated multiple technologies out there, not necessarily blockchain. And some of the attributes of blockchain that were really different was, one, the programmability of it, smart contracts, which is unique to this technology. So for instance, with Citi Token Service, if my account in New York drops below 100 million, send money to Singapore automatically, instantaneously. So when we're thinking about digitizing the whole process, if it's from payments, liquidity, trade, whatever it is, automation is needed, right? So I think in certain cases, and then disparate parties. To connect multiple parties on a network, that's what this technology was developed to. Distributed, right? Distributed ledger technology, distributed across multiple parties. You need a technology through cryptography that is encrypted, that your information is safe.
So you heard Ryan Rugg explain, it is about the interoperability. If you do have, one organization using a blockchain, not necessary. I just wanted to bring up her LinkedIn here. So she's the head of global digital assets over there at Citi. And if you look down here, she's also worked at IBM and R3, which does also have a Ripple connection, also an executive director at Morgan Stanley. So just wanted to bring those points up. Another clip of Ryan Rugg, again, at Citi. Remember, that's the bank that debanked Brad Garlinghouse. And Brad told us that back last year. But Citi did reconsider digital asset custody partner Medico, which is now a Ripple partner. This was back in 2023. So I don't know if that was after the, I could probably, oh yeah, Citi. No, it was after the acquisition from Ripple. Citi is reviewing its digital asset custody agreement with Medico, which was acquired by Ripple for $250 million. Don't know if they're still using Medico. Citi does obviously realize, though, that this is an important technology, so much so that they're saying this tech is going to rival the likes of Visa and PayPal.
What is on the critical path? How do we think about the execution, the adoption at scale for digital assets and blockchain technology? What's on the critical path?
So when I think about time, it's relative, right? Because you think about one of the most disruptive technology of any of our lives, the internet, it started in 1950 with like Sputnik, right? So and then it kind of in the 78 was I think the first email sent, and then .com, and then really the explosion of like proliferating, like working from home during COVID. So we're still 75 years later, we're still innovating on it, but it has completely transformed the way we share data. You know, via email, we went to the read-write era. So like I think time is relative. But we have seen some killer use cases on blockchains, the volume starting to like skyrocket. Now I think recently like stable coins as of this month, I think are close to 800 billion volumes on a monthly basis. So extrapolate that, they're gonna rival some of the larger networks like Visa and PayPal in the near term. So, you know, when you ask about adoption, I think it's pretty clear that like you're starting to see adoption in these various industries. But you know, from our perspective, wanting to make sure that you know safety soundness is still implemented in this, because for the most part, it's been retail driven. It hasn't been. It has not been institution.
And that's where we come in, guys. The retail that has been in this space. I don't know how long you guys have been in, but I've been in for a while. It is going to be transformative, as you did here in the near term for companies like Visa and PayPal. This is why they're already on board. This is why they're already adopting blockchain technology. And so stablecoins like the RLUSD, that's going to take up a large portion of this new financial system. Remember, it was created for enterprise-grade solutions, whereas USDC and Tether, that's for retail, guys. So institutional money will come in and the markets will rally even higher. But we don't know how high this market's going to go. Not yet. We are still waiting for some pieces of the puzzle to be put in place and for a detailed approach. My regular observations on how this market is moving, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Conversely, I do have the Working Money Channel merch store. If you guys are interested in, supporting the channel, maybe in a different way, check it out. The link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.